tbate fans, this chapter absolutely cooked. But before we get into it, I need y'all to go hit that like and sub button, leave a comment about what you think about the chapter. Also, join my Discord. There's a link to it in the description. We have a light novel only section for those who would like to read the light novel and also just enjoying the manga right now. And of course, we have a manga section. So please join the Discord. Come chat with us. We building this community up. Thank you. But the chapter starts off with Standard and Dervis, kind of, going over the cave that Arthur pretty much took out the main beast by himself. They're still extracting some materials from the monsters, even though Sylvie took all the cores. But of course, Arthur is the topic of conversation for Dervis, right? He can't seem to understand how Arthur managed to destroy all these beasts, how he even stacked their bodies up. And Standard, explains it to him. I like Standard a lot. He's, I said this the last time I did the review. Standard was becoming one of my favorite characters. So he goes on to tell Dervis, like, look, you hating on bro, but bro really like that. And then, we get to see all the members of the Twin Horns along with Tess. And might I say, I don't care what half this community is saying right now, Jasmine looks fucking good, okay? So does Tess. I absolutely love their designs. I think they're pretty fucking hot. They were already hot. This version of Tess looks like she can get busy and she's also soft. So I like Urghart's rendition of Jasmine and Tess. Jasmine just looks a little bit bigger in my opinion. Like, she looks a little bit taller, but otherwise she's gorgeous. Like, I don't know why people are hating, but Tessa's group is searching the cave and Twin Horn as well. Durden of Twin Horns notices that there's a wall there that's a little bit shaky, and turns out the wall burst and there are mana beasts coming all out of this wall. So it's an emergency situation. Like, these people, they seem like they wanted to fight really badly. A couple of them were upset that Arthur kind of took their kill, whatever. But now here's your chance, right? So they burst through. Panic settles immediately because people weren't ready. They were kind of relaxing, getting ready to get up out of there, and people were getting smited left and right. Dervis is getting beat around. Standard and Tess in the back, backing people up, but it's a pretty messy situation. I personally think the art looks fantastic for the fight scenes. That was one of my concerns because fight scenes in this series have been very good and well illustrated, and I think Urquhart did a very good job with this. Yeah, it's starting to get really bad in there, and Tess pretty much takes like the main defensive point. Durden gets smited and pretty much is about to go down, and then followed by him, Helen looks like she might be scarred or grievously injured. But serious situation. I love the whole sequence. I am very interested to see what happens in there, next week if we POV back there. Flexing back over into the main castle, we see Arthur returning with Virion and Aldir, and Arthur's having a conversation with Virion about, not considering the serious ploy from the Veritra, like, we're not going to surrender the people. It doesn't matter if we give them a voice or not. We can't just sacrifice you guys. Pretty much what you would expect from Arthur, right? But not sure after we see Arthur looking over the balcony where he sees his little sister being basically almost harassed by like a noble boy. Ellie, being polite, is not really waving the guy off, but she's also like kind of like just sitting there dealing with it until Boo, Big Boo, man, gets tired of it and sends this man yonder. So, Arthur leaps down, and he's a center of attention because apparently Arthur is really famous, and as he should be. Like, Arthur is that guy. He walks up on Ellie. Him and Boo exchange a really, really fun moment with them, basically connecting through objectives, which we know is to protect Ellie from any weirdo or creep. But Ellie mentions that her parents are talking about joining the fray, and this has her pretty upset, and the chapter pretty much ends with that being told to Arthur. So yeah, the chapter was really, really good, guys. The whole scene in the cave is really crazy. My prediction is that Helen's probably dead, and if Helen's dead, that's going to be a huge blow, not only to like the army itself and like the Twin Horns, to Arthur and his parents. Like, we know their connection from the beginning of the series. The Twin Horns has been very helpful to Arthur and his family. So Helen being grievously injured or even dead is just like I don't feel good about it, but if it happens, it happens, right? As far as my prediction for the next chapter, I would assume that Arthur, walks up in his parents and tries to reason with them about joining the war, even though I still think they will no matter what. I'm kind of on Ellie's side, like they probably shouldn't join the war. But yeah, chapter was 8 out of 10, guys. Really, really fantastically done. I love every sequence here. But I am very interested to see the army structure, to see what place Arthur holds within like the council of like army members and everything. But I imagine we'll probably get there next chapter. So yeah, 8 out of 10. Stream for this chapter will be on Tuesday around 3 o'clock p.m. That with Tower of God, of course, as I mentioned. But you should see it pop up on your timeline. So please come join me to talk about this week's chapter. I loved it. I hope you guys loved it. It wasn't a perfect chapter, but 8 out of 10 for sure. So till then, I'll see you next time, guys. Peace.